Hello and good afternoon, Mohawk College. I'm Cody Lake alongside Wes Linwood, and we're here to bring you Mohawk College varsity basketball.
And we are looking to have a very good game ahead of us as we have two close ranked teams.
We're just about to get underway here as your Mohawk Mountaineers take on the Niagara Knights. And Wes, are you excited as I am for this game?
I am quite excited. We're going to have a very good game ahead of us, hopefully, as we have two very close ranked teams. As Mohawk currently stands at 5th in the Western League, and Niagara stands at 4th. And it looks to be like Niagara is going to have the first serve of the game, by the looks of it. Everybody just getting set up so that the game can get on the way. And Niagara will get the first serve. Amy Buell of Niagara. And the serve. Big dig by Mohawk. That's a big early point by Mohawk there. Danielle Camps with the quick spike to give Mohawk that early lead. And now Amanda Kuiper will be serving for Mohawk. Amanda Kuiper with the serve. And that is another point for Mohawk as they put the serve directly off the arms of Rachel Rivers.
Yeah, and a quick start here for Mohawk. It's exactly what they need.
They want to get on the board early and a lot here.
Especially against a strong team like Niagara.
Now Amanda Kuiper with the serve again. And they let it go. And that is an absolute snipe by Amanda Kuiper, who the entire Niagara team believed that ball was going to be out, but it landed just inside the back line.
What a gorgeous ace, and she is on fire right now. Let's see if she can make it 4 in a row.
Served by Kuiper. Dig by Niagara. And they send it over as there was almost too many hits. And a set. And a big blast by Mohawk, but an even bigger block by Niagara.
Yeah, Mohawk all flooded up towards the net there, and they ended up just getting caught with that, just being floated right back at them off the block.
Edwards, a first year from Vineland, who is just gigantic, puts up the big block. And now Niagara has the serve. And Mohawk again. Oh, Niagara with the diving save. Niagara with the setup. And they have 3 girls go for the spike, but Niagara blocks it. And they just look to send it over the net. And Niagara, oh, they keep it alive, bouncing off the net. Mohawk looks to gain control, set, and the spike, and they put it directly into the back corner. That is a point for Mohawk. What a rally we had going there as Kelsey Kovar just absolutely puts the ball straight through the Niagara team. Mohawk's up 4-1 right now, early in the game here.
Yeah, get ready to hear a lot of that name, Wes.
Especially as Kelsey Kovar goes for the serve. Niagara with the desperate dig, but they keep the ball alive, and they look to send it over the net. Mohawk with the easy dig, the set, and the nice attack, and Lindsay Vanderwide puts the ball just off the top of the net and past the Niagara team. And that was another point for Mohawk because they're trying to take a commanding lead here.
Yeah, a quick run here, 5-1 to start this game, and they're looking really sharp to start.
Kelsey Kovar with the serve. Dig by Niagara with the set. But they lose handle of it, and the Mohawk player number 13, Danielle Camps, just manages to just flick the ball ever so slightly over the net past Tamara Edwards of Niagara. And now Kelsey Kovar has the serve again. And it hits the top of the net, and that is no good, and that is a point for Niagara, and kind of a buzzkill for Mohawk that ends their 4 or 5 point run that they just had. Now Niagara has the serve. Jordan Kozlowski from Hamilton. With a diving dig to try to keep the ball in, but it ends up sending it out of bounds.
Yeah, all-star effort there.
Kinsey Child putting in the effort, but unfortunately can't get the lucky bounce. And now Jordan Kozlowski goes to the serve again for Niagara. Dig by Kinsley Child, but that sends the ball directly over the net. Niagara sets it up. And just with a quick tip that Hamilton manages to block. And Danielle Camps goes up and puts up the big wall, and now she goes for a serve.
Kinsley Child taking a step off there as she takes a seat on the bench.
The awkward dig by Niagara, but keeps it up. And she absolutely lets a cannon go, but Mohawk keeps it alive. That is a point for Niagara as they tried to save the ball, but it was indeed 4 hits. And the score is now 7-4 still in favor of Mohawk. As Tamira Edwards will serve for Niagara. The dig, the set. And the diving play by the Niagara player to keep the ball alive. And Niagara looks to send it over again. The set. And the blast. And it goes awkwardly off the hands of Amy Buelt from Niagara and gives Mohawk the point. As Mohawk is now doubled up on Niagara. And Lindsay Vanderwaard goes for the serve for Mohawk. And the serve. The dig. And the big block by Mohawk, and they manage to keep it alive. But unfortunately, the bump does go out of bounds. That is a point for Niagara, as they're trying to close the gap here against Mohawk.
Yeah, that just came awkwardly off her hands, and she had no chance to just send it right out of bounds.
And now Natasha Desjardins goes for the serve for Niagara. Kinsley Child with the dig. The set. And the blast, but Niagara manages to keep the ball alive. And they just look for a quick, easy push over the net.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly what they wanted to do there, Wes. They were going for a spike, but the set wasn't perfect. She hit a back set, and I don't think she wanted to do that.
Nope, they ended up sending it directly into Jessica Heidberg and Kelsey Kovar, who just came up with the big block. But Jessica McIsaac, just with the serve from Mohawk, Niagara manages to keep the ball alive. And they tried to blast it, but they blasted over the heads of the entire Mohawk squad, so that is an easy out-of-bounds point pickup for Mohawk right there. As Mohawk still doubles up on Niagara 10-5.
Forcing them to take a timeout now.
Yep.
That'll be the first time out of the game.
Niagara obviously looking to regroup here, as they have been doubled up on by Mohawk early in this game. And so far, I'm guessing that Niagara would have wanted this game to be a lot closer than it is right now.
Well, of course, you never want to get behind this early. They aren't behind by a whole lot, but this can quickly become a set that they can lose. As we take a look here at Matthew Schnarr, he's been very, very confident with his team so far this season. The way they've played, you can tell when they're out in the court, they gleam with confidence.
They play a very good all-around game, very hard on offense, but also very strong on defense as well.
Yeah. He brings strong mental focus to this Mohawk team,
and he's just obviously in that break, he was just trying to keep them together. He's saying keep your foot on the gas and don't give up. And now the teams are taking the court again after that quick timeout there. Jesse McIsaac with the serve for Mohawk. The bump, the set. And Mohawk with the dive, keeping it alive. The set. And the spike coming in, and Niagara with the diving effort to keep it alive, but they could not handle the spike from Jesse McIsaac running in from the back, and now she's earned herself a serve again. Bump by Mohawk, by Niagara, the set, and the tip over the net, but Jessica McIsaac keeps it alive. As Jessica Heidberg comes in with the epic spike to just send it directly past the Niagara squad, as Mohawk has moved up now 12-5 on Niagara.
Yeah,
and they don't look to stop.
I think Niagara took that timeout to try and get refocused, but it doesn't seem to affect it. If anything, Mohawk gained more from that timeout so far.
Diving play by Danielle Camps there to try to keep the ball alive, but unfortunately hit the side of the net. And that is a point for Niagara. And now Rachel Rivers from St. Catharines will now have the serve for Niagara. The dig, and they now just try to send the ball over the net here. And Niagara tries to set up. And they have the perfect setup for the attack. Amy Buelt comes in for the spike and sends it right past the Niagara squad. Right past the Mohawk squad, I mean. And now Niagara's trying to make a comeback here. Now Rachel Rivers has the serve, and she sends it directly to the net. Easy point pickup for Mohawk there. Niagara was looking like they were trying to make a comeback, but that ball directly in the net definitely will not help them. Now Jessica Heidbert has the serve for Mohawk. The dig by Niagara, but they cannot keep it in as it goes out of bounds off of Melissa McFadden. And that's another point for Mohawk as they have now doubled up once again on Niagara, 14-7.
Yeah, and I think Mohawk's taken a little bit of that confidence that they brought out from their last game against Boreal, where they demolished.
It was an
the Boreal
absolute
girls.
stomping. And
We
the
were
quick
here to
tip
watch it.
Quick tip by Niagara almost looked like a double hit there, but was not the case. And Niagara's keeping the ball alive. What a play, and they keep. And Mohawk gets the point with the quick little tip over the net after a very quick but very strong rally by the two teams.
Yeah, fast pace, high octane there, straight up offense. There was some good defense on display, but
And I believe Niagara had called their second timeout.
yeah, I would only imagine now as Mohawk has just continued to put on the.
Mohawk just has their foot on the pedal, and they just need to not let up. That is what their coach has to be telling them. Niagara, on the other hand, is looking to try to change their game around as they're not looking so good right now.
Yeah, well, they took that timeout and they come back out, get a 5-2 run in Mohawk's favor. And that's exactly what Niagara didn't want to happen after calling that first timeout. So hopefully they're going to change it up a little bit more. They're going to try in something new.
And you can see Matthew Schneider right now telling his team that they just got to keep their heads in the game and keep their foot on the pedal. They can't get complacent in their game right now because that's how Niagara will be able to get themselves back in here.
Especially if you can.
Especially with a team like Niagara and Mohawk, who they're so closely ranked. But
These points matter so much. Not only are you grabbing points for yourself, but you're taking away points from somebody very close to you in the standings.
somebody that you were trying to hop.
Yep.
So Mohawk will hopefully keep their foot on the pedal here as we're about to get underway. Jessica Heidbert will have the serve after that quick timeout. The dig by Niagara. The set and the blast, but she puts it far out of bounds. Amy Buelt. As it is now 16-7 for Mohawk. And Jessica Heidbert with the serve once again. The dig by Niagara, but Natasha Desjardins could not handle the serve by Jessica Heidbert, and Jessica Heidbert will go to serve once again. A little bit of technical difficulties there, but Jessica Heidbert with the serve. The dig by Niagara spins up back into the air. And they scramble and they look just to send it over. Mohawk sets up the ball. And a nice soft spike. And a big block by Mohawk, and they keep the ball alive. Kelsey Kovar comes in with a big blast. But Amy Buell and Tamara Edwards go up and come down with the big block as Niagara takes a point there to try to get themselves back in this game as Mohawk is leading 17-8.
And with that, Jessica Heibert will take a seat just for a minute.
And Amy Buell will now have the serve for Niagara. Kinsley Child with the dig. And just a quick, Niagara keeps the ball alive. But after all that scrambling, Danielle Camps just smacks the ball straight down through the scrambling Niagara squad.
Yeah, Mohawk's quickly, no, maybe not let's say quickly, but
Mohawk's taking a 10-point lead here.
yeah, they're running away with this.
And now Amanda Kuiper has the serve. And Niagara puts an absolute blast. That was Jordan Kozlowski that put it right through the hands of Danielle Camps and Lindsay Vanderwide. And now Niagara has the serve again. My mistake. Melissa McFadden with the serve for Niagara. The dig by Mohawk. The set. And Kelsey Kovar comes in with a huge spike, but that is out of bounds as that is a point for Niagara. And now Melissa McFadden will serve once again for Niagara. Kinsey Child with the dig. Niagara with the set. And just quick little tip. But Mohawk keeps it alive and a smack over the net. Niagara scrambling to send the ball over the net, but they managed to get it over.
Almost a collision there.
And a huge spike coming from Danielle Camps that after a whole bunch of scrambling, the Niagara squad was just not able to set themselves back up to handle. And Mohawk gets a point as Niagara made a 2-point comeback, but that is quickly shortened as Mohawk is still up 19-10. And now Kelsey Kovar with the serve for Mohawk. Niagara with the dig, but it goes off the tips of Jordan Kozlowski's fingers, and that is a quick point for Mohawk, and Kelsey Kovar will take the serve once again.
Kelsey Kovar currently ranked 34th in OCAA standings among all players.
The dig by Niagara in the quick set. Mohawk tries to keep it alive. 4 girls dive in to try to get the ball, and the coach is very unhappy.
Yeah, visibly angry there is Matthew Schneier.
As it looked like almost the entire team was staring and watching at the ball. I'm not quite sure how to get it, and a diving effort was not enough. But now Niagara will have the ball, and Jordan Kozlowski will serve. Dig by Mohawk. Set by Amanda Kuiper and a spike, but it is kept alive by Niagara. And a huge blast by Rachel Rivers, but that is out of bounds. That is a point for Mohawk. Mohawk has gone up 10 points on Niagara as it is 21-11.
Yeah, back to that 10-point differential. And Niagara's going to have to do something quick if they want to have any chance at this set.
Danielle Camps serving for Mohawk currently. The dig by Niagara, the set, the fake spike, but they cannot aim it properly as it goes out of bounds directly over the head of Amanda Kuiper. And now Danielle Camps will serve for Mohawk. The serve hits the top of the net, but still goes over, and that fools the Niagara, just Jordan Kozlowski, as it hits off of the tip of her fingers. And that is a point for Mohawk, as Mohawk is 2 points away from taking this set.
And what an important set it would be if they could take that. It would have a huge effect on the rest of the game.
Danielle Camps with the serve. Powerful serve. Niagara handles well. Sends back another powerful spike, but Mohawk comes up with a big block, and they set it. And they look for just a tip over the net, but they cannot handle it, and that becomes the 4th hit for Niagara as Mohawk takes the point there, and they are 1 point away. And what a lead they have taken up on Niagara in this first set here, 24-11. Danielle Camps with the serve, hoping to end out this set.
Yeah, we thought it was a good start to the set for Mohawk. It ended up being an even better finish. Let's see if they can end them right here.
But, unfortunately, they put the serve out of bounds. Niagara takes a point here. And they look to try to keep themselves alive in this here set. Now Nicole Chisa from Thorold will have the serve for Niagara right now. A quick little serve there. And a big block by Niagara, but the Mohawk squad manages to keep it alive. Unfortunately, they send it out of bounds, though, as it is a point for Niagara. As Jesse McIsaac was hoping to be able to get that final point and end this set. Now Nicole Chisa will serve again for Niagara. The serve, the dig. A quick little set. And a huge spike. And that goes off the Niagara player and almost hits us over here in the stands. And that is Mohawk taking the set 25-13 here. And this was definitely not the showing anybody expected here. We expected a lot closer game. And so far, Mohawk is absolutely dominating Niagara.
Yeah, a little bit unexpected maybe. Not that Mohawk took that first set, but that it was so that it wasn't as close.
It was so one-sided. We expected a lot closer of a game so far here, and we are just not expected. But Mohawk is looking to try to keep their foot on the gas here.
Yeah,
this is exactly what this is the type of start they exactly need. They need to have a strong start and kill Niagara's confidence completely.
And it looks like Matthew Schnarr has done exactly what he planned out to do, because they have been fantastic so far. As we take some look at some highlights right now.
An absolute blast there by Jesse McIsaac. Another absolute blast there by Danielle Camps.
And you can definitely see the power on display.
A nice little setup there as Lindsay Vanderweide smacks one home right off the hands of the Niagara squad.
And don't forget about, don't let that fool you, these back sets are so beautiful. Like, look at that. Right into a powerful kill. Like, that's, you don't have a chance on that. They're crisp, they're clean. Like,
even the finesse plays, just nice little tips, and then another powerful blast just inside the line.
Like, right at her, but she couldn't even handle
another
it.
Kill that was just not able to be handled. And you see Mohawk having a good time.
Good set
As everybody is here.
Yeah, good set win. So Mo's, he's excited so far. He's always excited,
actually.
actually.
Not be excited for some OCAA action here. And we've got about a minute 25 here. Teams are huddling up, talking about their game plans.
Mohawk's trying to figure out what they can do the same. Niagara trying to figure out what they can do differently.
Mohawk's they're probably feeling very happy. And right now we're going to look at some OCAA standings right now, as the Niagara Knights and the Mohawk Mountaineers are both in the top 5, and Mohawk is just ever so slightly below Niagara. So a win tonight for Mohawk would be huge, as they could have the potential to hop the Niagara Knights in the standings and move ever closer to St. Clair.
Yeah, and it's getting later in this season.
It is. Games are getting more and more important, and points are harder to come by.
And like we said earlier, with Mohawk has the chance to win the next, win another 2 sets here today. They could easily hop. They could easily hop Niagara, and that would be huge for them.
With this win, Mohawk will be able to get out of the tie that they're in with Sheridan currently.
Yeah, you don't want to, and it's the same thing. Well, you can always look up at Niagara and you can hop them, but you have to also watch out, because there's teams below you like Sheridan that are going to be coming hot, and they're going to be trying to get all the points that you're getting here late in the season, trying to make the playoff run.
Yeah, this is when the game is really important. It'll test the mettle of your team, because everybody can have a great start, but this is the time where I'll really see if your team really has what it takes to be able to keep themselves going in a tight competition like it is now. And the game is looking like it's just about to start back up here. Just looking to see who's going to have the service to start the second set here. Mohawk will have the serve starting the second set. Amanda Kuiper.
Did she start off? She started off the last set with 4 or 5 good serves in a row, I believe.
She did. Let's see if she can keep the same going. And Niagara scrambles to give the ball, but they managed to get a handle of it and send it over the net. And Mohawk with a powerful spike goes directly off the hands of Amy Buell on Niagara. And that is a huge point for Niagara to start off, as they are looking to continue on the press that they had put on Niagara, as Amanda Kuiper goes for the serve once again here. The dig by Niagara. And just an absolute bumble on that play
error
there. As Natasha Desjardins comes in, but I guess it must have just hit off the fingertips, as there's no power. And that's a point for Niagara, as they're up 2-0.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she didn't get a good jump on that one, Wes, or
I don't know.
What happened.
And another big block by Mohawk, as Jessica Heidbert and Kelsey Kovar both go up, and they both come down with an absolutely massive block. Amanda Kuiper with the serve again. This will be her 4th now. Soars over the net. The quick dig and set by Niagara, and it hits off the top of the net, fooling the Niagara squad. The Niagara team taking that gift that they can get, as Amy Buell manages to get one. And that will give the Niagara squad the service here, as Natasha Desjardins goes for the serve. The dig by Mohawk, the set by Amanda Kuiper, and the blast by Danielle Camps here. Quick point for Mohawk, and Mohawk is just trying to create another big lead and just keep doing what they were doing last set. And it looks like they might just be able to do just that, as Kelsey Kovar now goes for the serve, as Danielle Camps almost hit 5 in a row. Let's see what Kelsey Kovar can do. And the dig. The set. And that is out of bounds. A big bounce as Amy Buell comes in with the spike.
Yeah, and I thought she was going to go for that one in the stands there for a second, Wes.
Almost looked like it.
I don't think if she even hit it, I don't think it would count.
I don't think she thought it was worth it because if she touched the stands, it wouldn't have mattered. It wasn't risk. But Rachel Rivers with the service here for Niagara. A diving dig in a set. And a nice spike off the fingertips of the Niagara squad. That was a nice shot by Danielle Camps there. And she now goes for the serve. And the service. And it goes over the head of the whole entire Niagara squad. And that is now 5-3 for Mohawk, as this is looking a little closer than it initially did.
Yeah, a little bit early to say anything.
A little early to say, but we will see as Amy Built from Chatham, Ontario is now going to take her serve. The dig by Kelsey Cover, the set and the spike. The Niagara squad handles it and tries to just send it back over off the fingertips of the Mohawk squad. And we've got quite the rally going up here. Amanda Kuiper sets it up. And Jessica Heidberg comes in with the quick, sharp, angled kill to get that point, as they have now doubled up on Niagara 6-3 here early on.
Yeah, and just power on display. They're just going to keep hammering it back at you until they get through the wall, until you can't block it anymore.
And because of that, she has earned herself a serve. A small little laser beam over the net the Niagara squad is not able to handle as the ball goes out of bounds. And that is another point for the Mohawk squad. Lindsay Vanderweide continuing to serve. The dig by the Niagara squad, the set, and the attack. And that manages to fool the Mohawk squad as Rachel Rivers comes in with a sneaky kill to go off the hands of Danielle Capes. And now Melissa McFadden has the serve. The dig, the set, and the quick tip. And they managed to keep it alive. And I almost thought that was a double hit, but I was mistaken. But it goes into the net anyway as the Mohawk squad was scrambling that time. And the Niagara squad is starting to make a little bit of a comeback here and get the game nice and close. Which is what they definitely would have looked to do here in the second set.
Yeah, they're not making quite as many errors as they did in the first set.
Playing a lot more solid game.
It's very visual.
Melissa McFadden now with the serve again. The dig by Kinsley Child, the set by Amanda Kuiper, and a big blast. And that is a point for Mohawk, because I was not quite sure. But Jessie McIsaac ran in for the kill, and it managed to hit the fingertips of the Niagara squad. So that is a point for Mohawk, as now Jessie McIsaac has earned herself a serve. The dig and the quick set, handled easily by Mohawk, but sent over the net. Some scramble, and Mohawk was not able to keep the ball alive, as that is another point for Niagara. As it is 8-6 here. Mohawk still holding the slight lead, but Niagara making a comeback as Jordan Kozlowski has a serve.
Yeah, Niagara's sticking around this set. They're not going to go down without a fight. You already knew that.
And the quick tip by Kelsey Kovar did not work, so they sent it over the net. Diving hand save by the Niagara squad, and they are managed to keep it alive. Block after block, dive after dive. The ball stays alive. What a rally we have going here. And Mohawk comes out with the victory in that rally as they come up with 3 big blocks, and Niagara keeps the ball alive all 3 times. But the 4th time, they could not manage it.
And possibly the most impressive out of that was on the Niagara side. Goes down, gets the fingertips just down.
Hand completely flat on the ground, barely hits it. What a save. But Jessica Heidbert with the serve now, puts it into the net as Niagara quickly gets back that point that they just lost there. Keeping themselves within 2 points here of the Hamilton squad. Tamara Edwards now will have to serve for Niagara. Easily handled by the Mohawk squad. The set and the attack off the tip of the net by Danielle Camps that the Niagara squad was just not able to handle. Mohawk looking to put themselves back into the same lane that they were in the first set. Amanda Kuiper now with the serve. Dig by Niagara in the set. And they look to smack it, but they smack it out of bounds as that was a missed kill by Niagara. As Mohawk has now gained 2 points quickly, and they're looking to try to see if they can quickly gain up some more here as Amanda Kuiper serves once again. And that is out of bounds as it soars over the heads of the Niagara squad. And now Niagara gets the serve. Natasha Desjardins from Welland will serve for Niagara. The dig, the set, and the quick tip by Kelsey Kovar, but Niagara keeps it alive. Big block by Niagara again, by Mohawk again, but Niagara keeps it alive and they send it over the net. Diving play by Kinsley Child to keep the ball alive for Mohawk. Niagara keeps the ball alive. A quick turn. Oh, and the diving play by Jessica McIsaac. She was not able to keep the ball alive as it went under the net, and that was a hard-earned point for Niagara there, as they are trying to keep themselves within here, not letting Mohawk run away with the score like they did last set.
Yeah, a strong effort there by the first year, but she just couldn't come up with it.
Mohawk sends the ball over the net. The dig, and big block by Mohawk. Danielle Camps goes up for a big block and comes down with the ball, and that is a big point for Mohawk as they're up 3 points now.
Yeah, her and Kelsey Kovar went up for that one and just brick-walled it.
Dig by Mohawk, the set, and the kill kept alive by Mohawk. Let's see if they can send it over the net here.
Luckily for Mohawk, we have really high roofs here.
And the quick tip by the Niagara player. And Mohawk is able to get there in time, as that is a point for Niagara, as they keep trying to stay within the 2 points here, not letting Mohawk get away.
And they've been doing a good job of that. They haven't had quite that reversal here with getting a lead change, but
Rachel Rivers with the serve.
they've been really close.
Dig by Kinsley Child, the set and the attack. And that is a point for Mohawk as it went off the hands of the Niagara player and out of bounds. Quick kill there by Lindsay Vanderwide. And now Danielle Camps goes out as Jordan Geertz gets to come in for some playtime. And Jordan Geertz was started playing off tonight with the serve. The dig, the set. And they look to send it over that tip off the Mohawk player as they send it back towards in the set. And the big blast. And that is a point for Mohawk, as that was an absolute snipe by Jordan Geertz as she comes in and blasts it right past the team. And now she serves again. And a quick flying tip, but Mohawk is able to handle that easily as they have a nice setup and blast it straight past the Niagara squad. And that is still a point for Mohawk as it looked to be out of bounds, but that was definitely inside the line. Niagara coach not very happy about that call. As Mohawk has now gone up by 5 points, 15-10 on Niagara. As Jordan Geertz has the serve once again.
And Nathan Jansen, head coach of Niagara, is livid.
And that looks to be a timeout.
I would only presume Niagara.
For Niagara, I would assume.
Yeah, but well, their head coach has been.
He is just livid.
No, he's not impressed. He doesn't seem that mad, visibly, but I can trust you. On the inside, he is raging right now. He wanted clarification on
why that last point was awarded to Mohawk, as
and why the one before that hadn't been over. He overruled the out call.
Nathan Jansen looking at him right now. Not very impressed with the way his team is playing right now, but they are keeping it close. So he's just looking to get his team to work a little harder and get themselves maybe even a little lead. But first, they must get themselves back in tying range with Mohawk. And now we're looking at Niagara. Matthew Schneider telling his team just keep their foot on the gas and just keep trying to build. Don't let off.
Girls retaking the floor here. Just about set to get back underway. Jordan Geertz will be taking another serve here.
Mohawk looking to be able to continue their dominance so far. Dig, set, and attack. Wow, that was clockwork by Niagara. Scripted play. Dig, set, kill. Is there some confusion going on in the court?
Subbing too fast, apparently. Just got to give
Jordan Geertz coming off.
make sure everybody's
And
clear on who
Camp's
came
going
off.
back on. As Niagara has the serve, Nicole Perillo. The dig, the set, and the blast, but it is not handled very well by Natasha Desjardins. That is an absolute cannon by Danielle Camps.
And now Mohawk up to a 5-point lead here, 16-11 for the Mountaineers.
And Lindsay Vanderweide now will have the serve for Mohawk. The dig, the diving set, and a quick tip over the net, and that gets a quick point for Mohawk as Tamara Edwards with the quick little tip of the fingers over the net gets past the diving Mohawk squad of Jessica Heidbert. Now Niagara has the serve once again as Melissa McFadden this time. The dig by Kinsey Child, the set by Amanda Kuiper, and the blast. And that is a point for Niagara as that is blocked. As Jessica Heidbert came in for the kill, but to no avail.
Yeah, and now Niagara's pulled themselves to within 3 here.
Making a comeback, Melissa McFadden with the serve. Dig by Kinsey Child once again. And a diving play by the Niagara player, Ainsley McInnes, but it is not enough as it hits off her hands. And that is a quick point for Mohawk. And now Jesse McIsaac serving for the Mountaineers. Dig, set, and kill, but a big block. That is a point for Niagara as a big block by Amanda Kuiper.
No block there. Actually, it was called 4 hits.
It was called 4 hits.
Yeah,
my
well,
mistake.
they hit it back again because they hit it off the net.
It almost looks like one of them hit the net.
Yeah, well, it almost basically slingshotted back off the net, and they called that 4 hits after.
What an absolute snipe there by Jessica.
Wow.
But Jesse McIsaac.
So first year coming up with a good ace. Speaking
just
of
landing
ace,
barely inside the line. And that is another timeout by Niagara. And that is, I believe, the third and final one for this set.
yeah, speaking of service aces, coming into this game, Mohawk is over 100 already on the season, 102 coming into this matchup. That ranks them 6th overall.
They're also third in kills with 415. You can see why Mohawk is playing such a strong game right now, as their offense is very highly ranked.
Speaking of their offense, a lot of that offense comes from the first-year players on the Mountaineers.
We've got Taylor Kelly, Jessica Heidbert, who is an absolute animal on the court, Jordan Geertz, Aim Pello, Jesse McIsaac, my mistake, and Meredith Elstone. Big first-year players making a big impact for the Mountaineer squad.
We get a little look, a close-up of the Niagara Knights as they try and pump themselves up and try and get back into this game and not let it slip away. 2-0 would not be the hole that they would want to fall into.
Jesse McIsaac with the serve for Mohawk. Niagara with the dig, the set, and they try to send it, but Jesse McIsaac easily handles that. The set, and Mohawk looks to just send the ball over the net as they look to regroup here. And Niagara setting up a play. Big block. Mohawk not able to handle it, as even if they tried, it would have been a double hit, as Niagara put them in a position for them to not be able to succeed. And now Niagara making a comeback here. Even though Mohawk is still up 5 points, they're trying to make a strong comeback as Jordan Kozlowski will now have the serve. Unfortunately, she hits the net. And that is an easy point for Mohawk, as Mohawk is 5 points away from being able to take the set. Niagara looking to hold them. Now Yvonne Mann subbed in for Jessica Heidbert. Yvonne Mann will also have the serve for the Mountaineers. Big point off of Ainsley McInnes as the Niagara squad was trying to have a little heckle.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Easy serve, but it did not look like it was that easy of a serve as Mohawk got the point, and now Yvonne Mann will have the serve again.
Just 4 points away here. Mohawk trying to wrap this one up.
The quick backward send, that was big. I don't know how. That is a point for Mohawk as she reached over the net exactly as I had thought. Her hand reached over the net. Tamara Edwards.
Yeah, and she shook her head saying, no, it didn't. But at the end of the day, she doesn't make those decisions. Oh, but there will be a conversation
with
here.
The referee.
Yeah, just going over, team captain, checking everything out, making sure that it was just getting an explanation mostly. Yeah,
and that is a yellow card?
Yeah, well, the coach isn't allowed to talk to the ref. So basically, the coach will tell their captain what to say, and then the captain will go over and have a discussion.
The captain is generally the one person on the team that is allowed to talk to the referee.
Yeah, so in this case, the coach decided he was going to take it into his own hands, and that resulted in the yellow card.
Now Yvonne Mann with the serve. The dig, Yvonne Mann runs all the way from the back to keep it alive for the Mohawk squad, and they're looking to send it over the net. Niagara with the double set as they hit it out of bounds. That is a quick point for Mohawk as she reached back out of bounds. Mohawk now up 23-14. Foot on the gas, not looking to stop. Yvonne Mann with her third serve in a row now. The dig, the set, and the fake. And that is a hard 1 point by Natasha Desjardins as Niagara needs to keep Mohawk to these 2 points here. And that is the substitution as Rachel Rivers will come in for Tamara Edwards of the Niagara squad. And Rachel Rivers will also have the serve now. My mistake, Nicole Chisa. Quick point for Mohawk. Mohawk's looking to end this out. Service by Amanda Kuiper. The dig, the set, and she comes in for the blast, and the Mohawk squad with a diving play keeps the ball alive, and they send it back over. That was Jesse Isaac there keeping that ball alive, and another spike kept alive again by the Mohawk squad. That was Amanda Kuiper that time, but there is a whistle. That is a point, as that was a double hit by the Mohawk squad. They're looking to end this out, but Niagara is saying no way, keeping themselves alive by the skin of their teeth here in the second set. As Natasha Desjardins goes for the serve once again. And the Mohawk squad not able to handle that serve as it bounces off a couple hands and goes out of bounds. As Niagara is surging back here.
Yeah, maybe too little too late as Mohawk just 1 point away from taking this set, but Niagara sure is going down with
hits
a
the
fight.
top of the net and just blasts it right past Kinsley Child. Niagara looking to try to make a comeback here. Amy Bolt has now hit 3 kills in a row.
And that'll force Matthew Schneider and the Mohawk Mountaineers to take a time out here.
And just try to regroup so they can put this set away here nice and quickly. Because they really don't want to lose control, as they were at 1 point up 10 plus points.
Yeah, and the double-digit lead is now slimmed down to just 6. Well, 6 is still a lot, especially when you only need 1 point.
Right here, we're just going to take a look at the Knights' first-year players. We got Natasha Desjardins, who has been serving them back into this game. We have Kelsey Souls. Ainsley Williams has been a major key. She's been playing some solid defense for them. Nicole Perillo, Melissa McFadden, Xenia Pinnock, and Tamara Edwards, who has been having some solid kills for Niagara so far this game.
Yeah, their first-year players have been very evident so far. So are Mohawks as well. But Niagara sure are. The freshmen sure are making a statement.
we already know the Mohawk girls rookie players as well as Jessica Heidbert is ranked number 8.
Yeah, up from 9 from last month.
She's moving up.
Yep, she's moving up 1 spot from last month. So.
And now Niagara will have the serve. Natasha Desjardins looking to stay alive here in the second set. And just a bubble by Mohawk off of Kelsey Kovar. Some miscommunication. Nobody was there. Niagara now at 19. Mohawk still at 24. Natasha Desjardins with the serve again. Kelsey Kovar with the dig, the set, and the blast off the fingertips. That was by Danielle Camps with the kill off the fingertips. Niagara squad and Mohawk now does finally take the second set. Not by what they wanted, as they were at one point up 22-13.
Yeah, and a little bit closer of a game. Not quite close enough for Niagara, but
no, not quite close enough. Niagara
definitely closer than the first set.
Niagara will definitely be looking to try to up their game to keep themselves alive here in the third set and not to just drop 3-0 to Mohawk.
Yeah, well, with that, Mohawk now has a little streak going. It's not much. 5 sets in a row now they've won after sweeping Boreal and having a chance to sweep Niagara here tonight. They're on a roll.
They're playing quite the strong game right now, and it's quite phenomenal to see just their offense and their defense both rounded out very well. And it's just the females team and the girls team is just the males team is just so different.
Yeah, and now we're gonna take a look. Now we're gonna take a look at the back and forth set that we just witnessed there.
Kelsey Kovar, Jessica McIsaac just putting up some blasts there. Lindsay Vanderweide, that right there was Jessica Heidbert putting it right past them.
Yeah,
and we're going to see a big block here by the Mohawk girls.
Yeah, they had a lot of good blocks there in that set. That was a huge
Another
advantage for them.
absolute blast by Danielle Camps. That girl's got a cannon on her.
Yeah, Danielle Camps, Jessica Heidbert, Kelsey Kovar. Those are the 3 names you need to know right there whenever you're thinking of Mohawk girls of volleyball, all right? These girls, they can carry a team. The rest of the team is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Kinsley Child has amazing sets. She's out there all the time.
Very good defense.
Very good defense throughout the team. But those 3 girls right there, Heidbert, Camps, Kovar, those are your 3 all-stars.
And it shows why, just looking at Mohawk's defense, they are first in the entire league for solo blocks this season, with 98 so far. More, as you've seen tonight. And they'll be looking to continue doing that as they're looking to take out the Niagara Knights in this third and final set here. As teams are huddling up. We're looking about just to get started. Players coming back out, setting up again. We'll see who will get the first service. I believe it may be Niagara, but we'll have to wait and see.
Mohawk started that last set, so it would be Niagara.
We've got the coaches trying to warn their players about who to watch.
Yeah, well, who to watch on this? Well, we already spoke on them a little bit, but in the top 50 players in the OCDAA, Heidbert ranks 8th. Camps is just below her at 13th, and Kelsey Kovar sitting there 34th. So 3 really high-ranked players.
Mary Edwards had the serve there, and it is kept alive by the Mohawk squad. Kinsley Child with the set, and they just quickly sent it over instead of blasting it. And that was enough to trick the Mohawk girls. They were not, as Rachel Rivers was not able to handle it, and Mohawk now takes the first point of the third set.
Yeah, and Danielle Camps kind of just giggling to herself there. She kind of psyched the other team out there and
came in for a big blast.
Yeah.
Amanda Kuiper now at the serve. Up high by the Niagara squad, and they look to just send it over the net. Kinsley Child coming with a diving dig. And a little blooper there, but Niagara is able to handle it. They don't fall for a big block by Mohawk. Unfortunately, through a diving effort by Kelsey Kovar, the ball went under the net, and that is a point for Niagara, as it's now 1-1 here early on. And now Natasha Desjardins has the serve for Niagara.
Mohawk's going to have to watch out here, too, because Niagara was really hot to end that last set, even though they didn't win.
Quick tip. Nope, that is a point, as that is a lift by the Mohawk squad. Nope, that was counted as a push. My mistake, but that is a push by the Mohawk squad. So that is another point for Niagara. Niagara has their first lead today. And Natasha Desjardins will serve once again.
Yeah, it isn't much, but it's a start.
Kinsey Child with the dig. And she sends it over the net. The dig, the set. And she comes in and spikes a big block by Mohawk, but Niagara keeps the ball alive. And they look to just send it over nice and easy. The dig, the set by Amanda Kuiper. And Danielle Camps with an absolute cannon of a kill through the Niagara squad that they just were not able to handle. And now Kelsey Kovar with the serve. The dig, the set, and the attack, but point for Niagara as a spinning ball. That was quite the weird kill. It went sideways off of Amy Buell's hands, and the Niagara squad was not able to handle it. But now Rachel Rivers has the serve. And it hits the top of the net, and a diving effort by Jessie McIsaac was not enough. As Niagara gets another point, Niagara's up 4-2 now. Trying to keep their first lead of the game and extend upon it. And now Rachel Rivers has the serve once again. Dig by Kinsley Child, the set. And a huge kill as Lindsay Vanderwide puts all her power behind it, and Natasha Desjardins was just unable to handle it. And now Danielle Camps has the serve. The dig, the set, and the quick little tip there by Amy Buell gives Niagara another point. As Mohawk refuses to let Niagara gain too much of a lead, but Niagara refusing to give it up as well. And now Amy Buell.
Niagara waited this entire game to get a lead, all right? They're not going to want to just let it go.
A little bit of a misplay there by Danielle Camps.
And that's
as
been
Mohawk is looking like they're stumbling a little bit
yeah,
now.
that's been kind of evident. But the midway point of this game, about a set and a half in, Mohawks really just had a lot of errors.
Amy Buell with the serve once again. Easily handled, but out of bounds. And that is another point for Niagara as they are now up 7-3. And the Mohawk coach is calling a timeout as he is going to be having a serious talk with his team about what happened in between the second set and the beginning of the third set, as Niagara is now up 4 points on them. And Niagara has not led against Mohawk at all today.
Yeah, but there's a reason why. You know Niagara's going to turn around eventually, all right? They've been kind of on a negative slide here these last few games, all right? Niagara stands number 3 in the Western League, but they're currently on a 2-game losing streak, all right? They're 7-4. Before that, they were 7-2. They last lost to Humber. No surprise, Humber has won the gold since 2008. Yeah, every year since 2008.
If they win again this year, that'll be 10 years straight.
But now Niagara's coming into Mohawk, and they were probably planning on making up some pace because they had lost those last 2 games.
I definitely feel like Niagara's coming in here definitely thinking that they were going to have a lot more control in this game than they are right now, as they still have their first lead.
Maybe they didn't get that wake-up call until about a set and a half in, but I wouldn't wonder why.
Amy Buell with the serve was going out of bounds, but Kelsey Kovar keeps it in. And a nice little kill over the net. Big block by Mohawk, but they are unable to handle it as Kelsey Kovar dives but cannot reach it. That's another point for Niagara. Niagara visibly rattled, giving up lots of errors now. Niagara hoping to capitalize. Amy Buell with the serve, 3rd in a row. But it hits the net, and that is a big break for Mohawk as Niagara was seemingly on a roll. And now Mohawk will look to rebound here, as Lindsay Vanderwide has the serve. Lindsay Vanderwide. Niagara handles it but barely. And they come in. Jordan Kozlowski comes in with the huge spike, but an even bigger block by Amanda Kuiper.
And the crowd was really feeling that
and Jessica Heidbert. Mohawk was feeling that one. They needed that to assert themselves back into the set here. Lindsay Vanderwood. The dig. The set. And they look to just send it over the net. But they send it over with power, and it tips off the tip of the net. And the Mohawk squad blasts it. They keep it alive. Can they send it over the net? And they do. And a quick tip by the Niagara squad. It almost looked like a push, but it was not. I was unsure about how they wanted to roll it, but that does end up going to the Niagara squad. Looks like McFadden now has the serve.
And with that, Kenzie Child will come back on here.
Kenzie
they probably
Child.
need her defensive game.
And they just send it over quick. And just a quick tip, and an easily 1 point by Niagara. The Mohawk coach unhappy with how his team has been playing as they are giving up their lead slowly and slowly. As now Niagara's up 10-5. And it tips off. It was going out, but it tips off the hands of Danielle Camps and goes out of bounds. And now Niagara has the serve once again, Melissa McFadden. A weird, awkward serve, but it almost worked out. But Kinsley Child with a diving dig there. And a quick tip screamed at by the Mohawk coaches. They're trying to send it. And that is a point for Niagara, as it was not inside the lines. Mohawk making lots of mistakes here. And Niagara taking massive advantage of it as now Melissa McFadden serves for the third time in a row.
Yeah, Mohawk evidently shooting themselves in the foot here so far in this set.
The dig, the quick tip. And a big blast that Mohawk was not able to handle. Jessica Heidbert. Mohawk, big point there as they have been doubled up on by Niagara as they're looking to make up some ground here. Jesse McIsaac with the serve. The dig. And that's another easy point as the Niagara squad just a little bit of miscommunication there. And just let the ball hit the ground as Mohawk has now gotten 2 points, trying to come back quick here.
Yeah, trying to slowly crawl their way back into contention here for this set. They definitely don't want to make this game go on any longer.
Jesse McIsaac with the serve. And they're trying, the Niagara squad.
They're going for those tips, Wes.
They're just beating the same old trick down and down again.
It was working there at the beginning of the set.
You can only do the same thing so many times before a team will learn. And now Jesse McIsaac has the serve. As three unsuccessful tips by Niagara in a row now. And and they go for a big blast, but it is saved. And some miscommunication as that is 4 hits by Mohawk, and that seemed to end the momentum they are getting as Niagara now has the serve once again.
Yeah, that one hurt because that was all on Mohawk there. Kelsey Kovar can't put it on her.
With the serve.
But she looked like she was going for it and just didn't get there.
And just another bobble and more miscommunication by Mohawk as they just seem to be falling apart here in this third set. As Niagara's now 14-8. Jordan Kozlowski with the serve once again. The dig by Kinsley Child. And it almost looked like she was going to set it, but instead quickly smacks the ball over Amanda Kuiper for a quick point there for Mohawk as they're trying to get themselves. And now quick substitution. Yvonne Mann goes in and takes out Jessica Heidbert as they're trying to look to get some defense and maybe some offense out of it going. And now Yvonne Mann with the serve as she was perfect last time. The dig, the set, and the big blast, and that goes right through the hands of Danielle Camps, and that is another point for Niagara. Niagara asserting themselves back in this game here as they're up 15-9.
And Yvonne Mann comes right back off.
And that is a timeout by Mohawk. The first one they've called, the second one, my mistake, that they've called of the game, as the coach, Matthew Schnarr, visibly unhappy with how his team has been playing so far.
We're probably going to get a look at him right now and try and see what's going through his mind, or try and get a thought process for him. But as we took a look at Mohawk's rankings of the players, there is Matthew Schnarr right there. But we took a look at rankings there earlier for Mohawk, but looking at Niagara's best players, they actually have 2 players in the top 10. So Rivers sits at number 3 and Kozlowski sits at number 7. So they have 2 really high-ranked players in the top 50 here in the OCAA.
Visibly seen here as those 2 have definitely had a big part in Niagara's comeback here so far.
Yeah, especially Kozlowski. I've noticed a lot out of her.
Serving up a storm. But the teams are going to take the court once again. Niagara leads Mohawk 15-9. Nicole Perillo with the serve. Hits the net. Quick and easy point here to start after that timeout here for Mohawk. Just so they wanted to get this going, is now they've closed the gap to 5 points. And now Amanda Kuiper with the serve. The dig. The set. Lost the control, but they still the Niagara squad still managed to set it over the net. Amanda Kuiper with the set. And Lindsay Vanderwijk comes in with the huge kill that the Niagara squad was just not able to handle. Went right off the hands of Amy Buell.
And now only down by 4. Mohawk trying to rally themselves together here.
Amanda Kuiper going for a second in a row now. The dig, the set, and the quick tip by Amy Buell. And Matthew Schnarr visibly upset with the amount of tips that have gone by his team right now.
Yeah, they're just expecting these power shots to go in so much now, and they're not coming up close enough.
Natasha Desjardins with the serve for Niagara now. The dig by Kenzie Child, the set, and the kill, but that was a big block in Niagara. Mohawk managed to keep it alive. And another big blast, and she sends it, and Lindsay Vanderwijk sends it through the hands of Melissa McFadden and Amy Buell that time, as neither of them were able to handle the power there. And now Kelsey Kovar has to serve for Mohawk. And they quick send it over the net, and they make sure they do not let the tip happen as 3 girls dive and they keep it alive. And now the Niagara squad has possession. They're setting up a play. Kelsey Kovar dives to keep the dig and keep the ball alive. And a big blast, but another dig by Niagara. And that epic rally ends with a point for Mohawk as the Niagara squad smacks the ball and just cannot get a handle of it and sends it right out of bounds. What a rally we had there, as Mohawk has closed the gap and is only down by 3 points now, as Kelsey Kovar has the serve. Diving dig there. And Amy Buell sends the ball over the net. Amanda Kuiper with the set. And a big blast by Danielle Camps, visibly getting the team riled up as they needed that hard point.
And that is only
down by 2.
Yeah, that has forced Niagara now to take a timeout. Like you said, Mohawk climbed back to within 2.
Mohawk was doubled up at one point, and they have
12 to 5.
Crawled back.
It was a 12-5 game actually at one point.
And it is now 16-14 as Niagara's only gotten 4 points to Mohawk's 9. And Niagara visibly shaken by Mohawk's comeback here. Looking to keep the momentum going for them. Mohawk looking to say to themselves, we already took the first 2 sets nice and easy. We should be taking this set the same way. So they're just looking to get back in their game plan here.
And I'm not sure if, I know they've been doing a lot of tips, but I'm not sure if they've completely done their homework here on Niagara's side. Mohawk first, and then that's in the entire league in block totals, and first in solo blocks. So this one-on-one, they're trying to get up there one-on-one, and it just is not working out. Mohawk has been taking them down on the block game.
Mohawk's girls are just too good at setting up the wall. And now Kelsey Kovar with the serve for Mohawk. The dig, but the Niagara squad was unable to handle it. Rachel Rivers keeps the ball in, and they manage to barely send it over the net. Amanda Kuiper sets the ball up, and a big blast by Lindsay Vanderwijk that Amy Buell was just not able to handle. As even with 2, Niagara does not seem to be able to measure up to Mohawk's blocking skill. Kelsey Kovar with the serve again. It is now 16-15. Mohawk looking to tie it up here. A misplayed dig by Jordan Kozlowski as they are all tied up. The Mohawk squad visibly ecstatic. coming back here, looking to end this 3-0, hopefully. Kelsey Kovar with the service. Third or fourth in a row now. The dig mishandled, trying to get control, looking to just send it over the net. Sends it over with power, and it manages to bounce off the net and still goes over as a weird, tricky point for Niagara as they take the lead once again.
Yeah, you can't blame yourself for those ones. That was just unlucky there. Rolled right off the net.
Rachel Rivers with the serve right now. The dig by Kinsey Child. The set and the blast, and that is handled, but not very well by Rachel Rivers as that goes down. That's a point for Mohawk, and they are all tied up once again. Now Yvonne, and now a confusing change. Yvonne Mann goes in and comes out. And then Danielle Camps goes in and comes out. And then finally, Jordan Geertz gets the final stay on the court. And now gets the service as well as the 17-17 here. The diving dig to keep the ball alive. Niagara scrambling, and then send it over. It goes off of the fingertips of the Mohawk squad. So that is a point for Niagara, as Niagara is now up 18-17. And it is a back and forth battle here in this third set. And another change as Jordan Geertz goes out and Danielle Camps comes back in. And there's now a change for the Niagara squad as Nicole Chisa comes in and Amy Build goes out. And now Nicole Chisa will have the serve for Niagara. The dig by Kelsey Culver, the set by Amanda Kuiper. And the attack by Lindsay Vanderweide. And Niagara was not able to handle that, as that is a point for Mohawk. And Mohawk tied it up once again, back and forth, point for point. Lindsay Vanderweide now has the serve. Diving dig by Niagara. And they try just a quick little tip like they have all game, but alas, it does not work this time, as Tamara Edwards could not get it over the net. And that is a point for Mohawk. And Mohawk is now back up once again. Niagara losing their lead.
And I'm not sure if Mohawk crawled back into this one or if Niagara kind of fell apart. I think a little bit of both.
I think it is a little bit of both, because Niagara's just not handling the service like they were before. And their team just looks like they have fallen apart here. Mohawk now leading 20-18, having a lead, looking to take this 3-0 here. And Matthew Schnarr visibly happy now. Pep-talking his girls.
His mood's changed drastically.
Hot to cold real quick. As now he seems visibly happy. Just telling his girls to keep on giving her and don't let up here, as they can take this by getting 5 more points. Although Niagara, who had the lead for most of this set, refusing to give up. "15 seconds in this timeout." The girls are coming back out on the court here, as Mohawk is hopefully looking to finish this up, and Niagara looking to keep themselves alive.
Yeah, and if they were to do that, they would move themselves to 7-4 on the season. And Wes, taking this one would mean they won 6 of their last 7 games.
That's solid. Lindsay Vanderweide with the serve right now. Niagara with the bobble, barely able to handle it. And nobody of the Mohawk squad able to get there after that block to retrieve the ball. So there's a point for Niagara, as Niagara keeping it close. 20-19 in favor of Mohawk. As Kinsey Child comes in. And now Melissa McFadden has the serve. The dig, the set, and the blast. But Niagara keeps it alive as they have a set themselves in a quick little tip. But Kelsey Culver handles it. Amanda Kuiper with the set and a blast. The set and another blast. And the third time they finally get the kill. As Jesse McIsaac, 3 kills, 3 attempts in a row, finally gets the kill. Mohawk now 21-19. They're feeling it now. I think Matthew Schnarr's got enough enthusiasm for the whole team right now. The set. Niagara bobbles and tries to send it over, but Mohawk with a huge block. And they try again. Diving play. And alas, they could not dive far enough as Niagara gets the point. Mohawk still up 21-20 here. 0.7 seconds left in this set.
I think that's left from the timeout. Possibly.
Niagara needs to get the service point or they are done. Big blast handled by Niagara. Mohawk keeping the ball alive here, trying to end it out. And they send it over, and that is inbounds. I believe, yep, that is a point for Mohawk, and Mohawk now goes up 22-20.
The bench obviously ecstatic with Kelsey Kovar's play right now. She always seems to come up in the clutch moments.
What a close play we have going here right now. Jessica Heidbert with the serve. The dig, the set. And Rachel Rivers comes in for the kill, but it gets blocked by Mohawk. Kelsey Kovar with a big blast, but Niagara blocks it. And Amanda Kuiper sends it over the net. The setup, and they try to kill it. But Mohawk again once defends. And they try a tip. Amanda Kuiper with the set. Kelsey Kovar comes in with the blast, tips it over the net. Niagara able to handle it for a setup of their own. And they try to blast it. What a back and forth rally as Jesse McIsaac is unable to handle it. Niagara gets the point there as the Mohawk are still 22-21. And what a close game we have going here now.
Oh, it's been so fantastic so far, and it only looks like it's going to get better here. 22-21. What a game.
Tamara Edwards with the serve for Niagara right now. Dig by Kinsley Child, the set by Amanda Kuiper. And the blast. The absolute blast by Kelsey Kovar and Matthew Schnarr flying onto the court.
Yeah, big fist bump there.
Excited.
Big fist
as his
bump.
team is just slowly, point by point, slowly ending out the Niagara squad here. Amanda Kuiper now with the serve. She's been their ace all night for serving for Mohawk. Mishandled dig. Can they send it over the net? And with a diving play, Niagara gets the ball over the net. But Mohawk easily handles it, sets up another blast by Kelsey Kovar, but that does not get touched by any of the Niagara girls. Unfortunately, Matthew Schnarr.
It looked like
there was a tip, but
like it was a fingertip.
There was not. Matthew Schnarr looking for the call, but he does not get it. Niagara staying within one, 23-22 here. Close game. Natasha Desert ends now as the serve. Kelsey Kovar with the dig. Amanda Kuiper with the set. And a big block by Niagara, but Mohawk keeps the ball alive. And they come in with just a quick tip, but the Niagara girls tip it back, and it's a set. And a blast. Rachel Rivers handles it. Niagara girls tripping over each other to keep the ball alive, but they do. And a blast past the Mohawk squad, and it is now all tied up at 23 here. Late, extremely late in the third set.
And every single one of those errors, every single one of those missed serves are all starting to come back now.
Everything here counts.
Yeah,
Natasha Desert ends with the serve for Niagara, trying to keep themselves alive. Mohawk with the blast to go up 24-23. Kelsey Kovar, an absolute cannon, and now she has to serve it once again. Niagara looking to get a point here.
Trying to finish it off here.
Mohawk must take it. The team that wins must win by 2. The dig, the set, and she comes in for the blast. Jessica McIsaac blasts it, but the Niagara squad able to handle it, and they come up. Rachel Rivers with a blast of her own, but that is easily handled by Mohawk. And what a diving play, and that is still a point as the Niagara girls send it out of bounds. That is a huge win for Mohawk as they take 3-0, and what a show that final set was. That final set was how everybody expected the whole game to go.
Players hugging, coaches hugging on the Mohawk side. You could have swore they just won the gold medal. Wow. Huge comeback here against a team they needed to beat.
Huge win for Mohawk as they now hop Sheridan and move closer to trying to take out Niagara after they took them down here today. But just an absolutely huge win.
Yeah, make that 5 wins in a row now for Mohawk. The first win.
The first meetup we saw here by these two teams, Mohawk took 3-1, and just another, I want to say just display of control here But they almost lost it there in the third set. But they managed to
and in the
regain
second set as well. If they didn't get out to that huge lead in the second set, that comeback could have been a lot more effective by Niagara. The first set was the only set I really think that Mohawk was in complete control.
Mohawk completely dominated the first set, and just as the sets moved on, Niagara slowly made a comeback. But they lost their momentum late in the third, and and Mohawk was just able to continue keeping the gas on.
I think Matthew Schnarr has a huge part in that. Every single timeout he called was huge to this team's
Detrimental to the
victory.
team. Give them very good pep talks, keeping them alive.
And now we're going to take a look at that third set back on the replay and just give you some highlights.
Some huge blasts. A big blast by Kelsey Kovar right there.
Yeah, her blasts were huge.
A huge block. We see a nice set and a huge blast there by Jessica Heidbert. Amanda Kuiper, usually known for being key at her setups, quick sends one over the net. And there we see Kuiper with another setup, and Vanderweide coming in for the kill again. And just the combination of Vanderweide, Heidbert, McIsaac, Camps, and Kuiper were just... And I can't forget Kovar either. Those 6-7 girls right there were really the keystones in Mohawk getting their victory today.
And I think that was the most important thing, that you just had to name off 6 or 7 players just to say who was important. There was so many that were important.
Because there wasn't
for Mohawk.
just one or two. It was generally a full team effort by the Mohawk girls here to pick up this well-earned and well-fought-for win.
All right, well, that's all for the girls here this evening, but that's not all for the volleyball. We're gonna have the men's game coming just up in about a 25-minute wait time. But whenever they get started, we'll be back here with you.
Yes, we will.
But for the girls, I'm Cody Lake, and that was Wes Linwood, and Mohawk victorious 3-0 here over the Niagara Knights.